Good evening and welcome to yet another day of beating COVID 19. And today we are going to cover a very, very interesting topic. We're going to talk about numbers and data. Yes. Now, today we are always plagued with numbers. Numbers are the things that we receive every day. Today we had the statistics, the numbers were read out to us today, where we in Kenya we had, let me check that out. We had out of the 170 something thousand tests, we had 6,941 cases, 152 deaths, and 2,109 recoveries. So today I'm going to talk about numbers. Numbers in terms of the numbers alone, what that means, what numbers mean, and the data or the science or the thinking behind it. At the end of this conversation, I'll introduce you to two tools which have been very helpful to me to be able to know whether we are beating COVID-19 or we are not. Two tools: numbers, data. Numbers, data, two tools. Forget everything, remember that. So, in the news media, or in the media, or in the press, or whatever, we have big numbers. Such numbers are as follows. For example, and I've written them in my notes. 10 as of tonight, just like 10 minutes ago, as I checked the Worldometer's numbers, it says 10,942,998 people are infected with COVID-19 as we speak now. The figure may be more, but it is sort of like that. Out of that number, 521,814 have passed away, and 6,114,974 have recovered. Now, if you take those numbers at face value, then it is frustrating that so many people have died because of the COVID pandemic. And many people point fingers at politicians, governments, China, whatever. Yeah, but it's here. We can't run away from it. The virus is here, it's infecting other people, and it's growing. So what do we have to do to remain sane? For me, sanity is important in beating COVID-19. So I want to lay this premise first. Data is empowerment, while numbers can be misleading. Let me explain. Now, if you look at these numbers at face value, it looks like, wow, a lot of people are infected, a lot of people are dying, and quite a good number are recovering. That's hopeful. Well, if you look at the data behind it, actually, it shows you that out of the total number of infected people, which forms 100% of the class that we are calculating at, 92% recover, 8% die. So actually, 1 out of 10 is a fatality. Now, this is the gross number up to now, from the beginning. Now, if you look at the active cases, now this is where it becomes interesting. When you look at the active cases, when you use the power of data to empower you to know what's really happening, when you look at the active data numbers, you find that the current active data is actually 4,306,210, not 10,942,998. The active patients right now is actually 4 million. It's less than half the total number reported. This is the active batch. The previous batch have already recovered. 6 million of odd people have already left the system. And if you add those dead and those who have passed away and those who have recovered, that's maybe 6.6 million have recovered. 92% of that number has recovered, 8% has passed away. So, if you look at the active numbers right now, you find that 4 million out of 4,306,210, 4,248,156 people are mild. That means 99% of active cases right now are mild. And the serious cases are only 58,054, which constitutes about 1%. So we are looking at 1 in 1,000, 1 in 100. I think you can do that. I think you can do the math. We're looking at 1%. That's 1 per 100 people are serious. Yet, if you look at the overall starting numbers, you would think that 1 in 10 people are likely to die. The power of data will empower you to know where things are at. Is this survivable? Yes. WHO states in their report in March that about 80% of people actually have mild symptoms which lead on to recovery. So out of that 80% of the people who are at that time the statistics showed were mild cases, majority of them recovered. A vast majority, very few of them went into a serious form of the virus. So, what am I telling you? Is all the news that you receive and the numbers you receive bad? It's scary. But the data should empower you to know where you're at and what you're doing. Let's now look at the Kenyan case so that, and I told you, two tools, there are two tools coming. Now, let's look at the numbers again. In Kenya, they have tested over 170,000 people, give or take a few. Out of that number, 6,941 have been found to be positive. And out of that number, 152 have passed away. And 2,109 have recovered. So, out of the total number, 2%, we have a 2% death rate and a 98% recovery rate out of the total number of cases confirmed. But let's look at the active cases. Not the ones who have recovered and gone, and not the ones who have passed away and left us. Let's look at the active cases now. In the active cases, we have 4,680 active cases, out of which 18 are serious. Only 18 are serious. 4,662 are mild. Now, in this statistic, just looking this at the random sample that they have collected via testing, 99.61% of the cases currently active are mild, and 0.39% of the cases are serious. Now, I bring up the old adage which many data scientists will tell you. Correlation is not causation. And therefore, as you look at the numbers today, as you look at the numbers every day, I want to introduce you to the two tools I've been talking about, which have brought out these numbers today. Tool number one, worldometers.info. Worldometers.info. It is tracking, their coronavirus tracking has been going on from day one, and they have the statistics pool for all the countries in the world up to date. And second one is ourworldindata.org. That's an awesome tool with awesome visualizations. Yesterday I was able to download the case loads for the whole world in Excel, in CSV, in JSON, and you could generate your own graphs and visualizations of those records. You just have to query the data you want, and it will generate a file that you can use. With those two tools, numbers become data, and data becomes empowerment. And that is why we are beating COVID-19, because we know what they know, and we know why we'll win. I wish you guys a good night. God bless you. Stay strong, stay safe, stay holy, pray, fast, call upon the name of the Lord, and also be strong in the Lord, knowing that He will see you through. He gave you a brain. Use it. Good night. God bless you. Take care.